Now, the world is watching ahead of President Trump's Friday meeting with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Alaska. This is their first meeting since a face-to-face summit in July 2018 in Helsinki. Of course, that was during President Trump's first administration. And the aim is to find a way forward to bring closure or ease tensions in the Ukraine conflict, which is now 3.5 years in. 3 rounds of talks between Russia and Ukraine held at Trump's behest this summer have yet to bring the two sides any closer to peace. So what can we expect from the meeting, and will it strengthen U.S. relationships with Russia or break them down? Dr. Ariel Cohen is a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Center. Now, Doctor, we know that most negotiations are about leverage here. So what leverage does each leader hold? And obviously, there are quite a few economic aspects to look at here.
We know historically that Russia ended war when it ran out of money. It was like that in the 17th century. It was like that in the end of the Cold War. They almost never run out of people. So if the United States is serious, it would have imposed very strict sanctions and secondary sanctions on countries that buy Russian oil and gas. That did not happen. There were some threats, but Trump is not imposing the sanctions, at least not until after he meets Putin in Alaska. On the other hand, the West was not serious enough about supporting Ukraine. The West could send more weapons to Ukraine. Europeans could increase their weapons production and send it to Ukraine, or buy the weapons Ukraine desperately needs elsewhere. Again, this did not happen. So this war is trudging along. Some estimates that I see is that Russia lost 1 million people killed and wounded, and Ukraine probably 500 to 600,000. So it's a tragedy. It's a crime on Russia's part because of Russian aggression against Ukraine. And yes, I would love to see it ended without Ukraine losing too much territory. But I would say the chances are 70-30 that nothing serious will come out of Alaska. And I would say that people like Steve Witkoff, the special envoy who keeps bumbling the geographic names, the historic details of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, need to understand that what Putin is trying to do is to put together a bigger, better Russian empire that would include Ukraine, Belarus, possibly parts of Georgia and the Baltic states. Putin wants to be the strongest power in Europe and in the Eastern Hemisphere.
All right, and just very, very briefly, one of the more interesting storylines out of Russia is that the economy is doing a bit better than expected, but so much of that is powered by military spending.
Yes, and the key income revenue for Russia is still the exports of natural resources, raw materials, to countries like India and China, where companies can come under secondary sanctions from the West. Yes, Russia did better than expected. However, in the longer term, Russia cannot continue this war without a revenue stream from the hydrocarbon exports and other raw material exports, such as fertilizer. And if Europe and the US is serious, we can stop those exports.
Dr. Ariel Cohen, thanks so much for your input.